Hey everyone, I'm Marina from Pineapple Yarn, and I'm here today to share with you what I have been working on this week. So before I get into that, I want to talk about what I am wearing today. I always forget to talk about what I'm wearing today. This is the Shawlography by the Shawlography shawl, MCal, that Stephen West had this past fall, and I love this shawl so much. I love how it turned out. So I used a kit that I stocked in my shop last fall, and these were all custom colors that I dyed because I just love them all together so much. So I did a black or a dark plum contrasting custom color that I had done, and I did this because I really wanted it to balance out all of these bright colors. So I did this really beautiful deep plum, and then I paired this kind of like buttery yellow, which is kind of hard to see. I don't feel like it has, the only place that you see this yellow is on these really fun little puffy bits here. I don't know what they were called. I can't remember what they were called in the pattern. Right here, this is striped with a pale gray. So I had yellow, like a butter yellow, gray, and then of course neon pink because I love pink, and this really pretty minty green color. So there are, I guess I would make 5 different colors in this shawl, and I just love how it turns out, or how it turned out. There's so many different elements in it, and it was a really, really fun knit. So I don't wear this all the time because it is super flashy, but every once in a while I'll pull it out and wear it. It was just such a fun knit. And this, for sure, this top section was just, I just love how it turned out. I absolutely love it. There's a lot of fun elements really all through this shawl. It's a very there's a lot of texture in it. It was very like 3-dimensional. There's definitely a lot of dimensional elements in it. So this bottom part, I love this bottom part too, which is brioche. That was really fun. And then the crisscross stitches. This is the small size. I did not do the big border at the end, and you can see how giant it is on me. So it's very big on me, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. And so I pulled it out today because it's really chilly outside. We've had some gorgeous weather. It's been, one day this past week it was 80. It was just so great. I mean, we've just had really, really lovely weather, but we had a cold snap, and it's really cold this week. So I had to pull out my shawl today, which is fine. Gives me another chance to wear it. So I have a few things to share with you this week. The first thing that I want to share with you, I'm carrying in this really fun project bag that I made. I love the black and white. I love black and white so much. So this is my granny stripe blanket, and last week I shared with you the progress I had made on, I guess, thus far, and I added 3 more colors to it. This is, I'll link below to a granny stripe blanket pattern, which is basically what I've been doing, and if I had found this pattern before I started, that's what I would have followed. So it's a great pattern. And it's very simple, it's very fun, and this is all of my mini mystery club. So for every month I am dyeing myself a set of minis in the DK base, and I am adding it to my blanket. So this begins in December 2021, and it goes through February of this year. So if you haven't opened your mini mystery club from February, maybe skip forward so you don't have your surprise spoiled. But here is where I am this week. I love it, and I'll give you a close-up. So as you can see, there's just some really beautiful pinks and purples that I added, and I love the way it's coming out. I just think it's so beautiful. So it's quite long, and for those of you who maybe haven't watched when I very first started this crocheting project, I wanted to use one mini skein almost completely up. I really didn't want a lot of waste. And so what I did is I did a crochet chain and then just left the end on it. And then I started crocheting my clusters, you know, so it's like 3 double crochets all the way, just like a granny square would be, or any kind of granny project. And I had a little scale next to me, and when I hit nearly halfway, the halfway point on my mini skein, I just stopped and I came back, and that's how I figured out how long to make it. And I'll show you this skein. Of course, all the skeins are just a little bit different, and so that's why I wanted to have a little extra on the end so I never ran out. But this particular mini skein, either I was crocheting a little tighter or it was just a little larger. I have this much left. Let's see if you can see that. It's just a little bit left. I don't know how many grams. It's such a minute amount, I'm probably not going to keep it. My son likes to take these scraps and he makes them into, you know, he pretends it's a tow truck. He loves tow trucks, and so he's always putting a hook on it or a carabiner or something and hooking things. So I have little tiny scraps of yarn all over the house hooked to, you know, a little wooden train, or, you know, a hook onto, you know, a railing or some. Anyway, it's very colorful in my house. So this is always so much fun to work on every month, and it's going to take me a while to make a blanket, to get this blanket crocheted, but I don't really care. It's just a nice, there's not a lot of expectations with this project. Every month I just add 3 more mini skeins, and it's really pleasant, and it gives me a chance to crochet a little bit, and it's just really fun. So I really love how the colors are turning out. It's just so bright and fun. It's just so pretty. And this base that I use is my Lonnie DK base, and it's a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. So it's very durable, it's very soft, and it's really nice to work with. I really, really like it a lot. So that is the progress on my granny stripe blanket this month, and because it is after March 10th, it's March 11th today, so all of your clubs are already shipped, and I actually have my next set of minis in here. So now that I've shared with you February's, I can start March's. I'm so excited. So I'll add those up, and or I'll add those to the small blanket that I have, and I will share those with you next month. So this has been a really fun project. I definitely would recommend it because it's so easy and it's really fun. So for my next project, let's see. I started something new. I will talk about my other work in progress that I talked to you about last week. But this is the bag that I just grabbed this bag out of my basket. So I'm going to talk about this one next. So this is a new cast on. I was talking to one of my friends who lives in Germany, and she's kind of out of the blue decided to come visit the US, and I was so excited because I'm going to see her. And she was talking about how cold it is, and just being outside with the kids and all this. So I was kind of inspired to knit her something that she can take home and keep warm with. So I had a shawl pattern that I had been looking at. I can't remember. I didn't check to look at the name of it right now, so I will put it below and link it below as well. But it's a very, very simple shawl pattern, and it's so beautiful. It's a 2-color shawl, and I believe it's free. It's a free download, so I will put all of the info below. But I just decided to grab some yarn that I already had in my stash and cast it on, and it's not a 2-color shawl, but I basically used the same pattern. So this is an Aran weight cashmere, like an MCN blend. I think it's just merino and cashmere though. And I had dyed this for my daughter, gosh, maybe 2 years ago, or maybe even longer than that. And for those of you who have watched this channel for a long time, maybe you'll remember I knit a poncho for my daughter out of this base, and it is so squishy and soft. It's just wonderful. So I had a couple of skeins left of this, and I thought I would just cast this on. I thought it was a really pretty color. It's just a really soft pink color. It's in real life, it's not a bubblegum pink. It's a nice pink, but I did layer a little bit of brown over it just to tone it down a little bit. My daughter is not into, she appreciates a neon, but she's not into neons. So this was right up her alley. So here's what I have so far. Let me show you. It's a really fun construction, super, super simple shawl. This is where I'm knitting it from. So I'm knitting it on basically what would be one side of the shawl. And through a series of increases and decreases, it creates this really great shape. So this is where I started, and then I'm over here right now, and I just started working on this not too long ago. So I have a little ways more to go. If you see, of course, I have another shawl on underneath this, so it's not fitting quite well, but my ends aren't really long, and this needs to be a larger shawl. But what I did is I actually layered a skein of undyed Noe Mohair Silk with this. And so it's this, you have this kind of pink color, but then you have this really pretty undyed mohair silk. And I don't know if you can see, but there's such a beautiful halo on this. It's so beautiful. And it's so squishy and soft. It's a garter stitch shawl. And then if you can see the top of the shawl, I actually added eyelets every 6 rows or so as one of the increases. So the increases are just knit front back, and I ended up doing a eyelet increase. So that turned out really, really pretty so far. And so I am using I am not following the pattern with needle size or gauge or yarn or anything. I'm only following the pattern insofar as just, where to put the increases and decreases. But this is an Itty click, so an Itty interchangeable. This is a US 10, which is a 6mm, and I am using a different interchangeable set that I think I bought it was a while back, and I don't usually use it, but the needles are very long. So I think these are the 5-inch needles versus the 4-inch needles that I usually use. And I'll tell you, these make such a huge difference on a big project like this. I cannot believe I normally use my shorter needles because, these needles just, as far as like fitting my hand and knitting, these are a lot more comfortable. I'm just really surprised that I don't usually use these. So anyway, I think when I initially purchased my Itty interchangeable set, which was years ago, I was mostly knitting small things like baby clothes and toddler clothes, very small clothing. And so I figured a shorter needle size would be better just because I was working with smaller circumferences. But definitely for something like this, these longer needles have been so awesome. I've really enjoyed these. So this is turning out so cute, and I think that you could just do so many different things with this pattern. You could use your hand spun, especially because you don't have to meet gauge. You could mix a beautiful hand spun shawl, especially if you had two contrasting colors. I mean, you could do so many different, I have so many things in my brain. You could use all of your mini skeins. You could double up your fingering weight yarn, maybe do like 2 light colors of fingering weight contrasted with 2 darker colors of fingering weight, or maybe you could pair those with a strand of mohair silk and maybe just on one, with one color, and make a really beautiful textural, colorful garment. I think that would just be really pretty. Anyway, you could do all kinds of things. And I have this cute progress keeper I'll try to show you here. It is so cute. It is from Simply Serving, and it's a super cute, like Christmassy mug. I'm sorry, I can't tell if it's the right way around. I don't think it's the right way around. It has a little face on it and marshmallows. Let's see if you can see it now. I still don't know if you can see it. It's just adorable though. It's a little mug of hot cocoa, but it looks like a muffin too. It's like a muffin mug. It's a muffin mug with marshmallows and a little dollop of chocolate on top. And then it used to have this tiny little candy cane sticking out. That got broken by a child. So it's just super cute. This actually has been handled quite a bit by my littles. They have found it and taken it, and it's super adorable though. So I understand. But I saw it and I thought, you know what? That's what I feel like. I just want something like really cute and happy and just whimsical, I guess. You can tell right here, here's the ends of my skein. So I'm on the second skein of my Aran weight merino cashmere blend, and I will probably go through that skein. I think I have one more skein of it, but I think 2 skeins is probably enough. I have this much left, and so I think that's going to be plenty. We'll see. I mean, those rows are getting longer, so we'll just see. And then I have this much left of the Noe Mohair Silk, just an undyed lace weight strand. So that is what I cast on, and I've just really been enjoying it. I've noticed that I need really simple projects right now. Things that are complicated, I just can't, my brain can't handle right now. And I need things that I can pick up and put down very quickly. And I'm sure I have said that over and over, probably on every episode. But simple for me is like, I can do simple lace work. I could do a simple garment like a sweater. I could do socks, but anything that would be that I would have to follow a chart all the way through or something like that, I'm really not feeling right now, and that's okay. It's just the way it is. So I'm going to grab my last project out of my basket here, and it is my sweet baby sweater. This is just so cute, and I'm knitting this for a gift, so kind of feel like I can't give it up at this point, even though I'm not gonna lie, it's been a slog. It really has been a slog. This is where I'm at so far this week. It is just so cute, and it's a very sweet little sweater. It's very cute. The pattern's great. Nothing wrong with the pattern. It's just me, honestly. So first of all, I have to print out patterns. I cannot follow them on my phone. When I'm knitting, I don't want to look at my phone. I'm not really a phone person anyway. So for me to look up at this point when I'm just knitting the body, I just have this really simple lace pattern in the front that I have to look up because it changes every other row. And it drives me crazy. It really does. I'm going to give you a close-up what it looks like right now. Isn't that sweet? It's such a cute little sweater. So, I mean, that's an easy fix. All I need to do, really all I need to do is either print out the pattern or write down the lace repeats on a piece of paper and have it sitting there next to me. And it would be just life-changing, probably. I'd probably get this done. It'd be amazing, really, because it's a small sweater. I can't believe I'm still working on this. But the other thing too, it's a fingering weight sweater. I do not knit fingering weight sweaters. I never have. I've never had the desire to knit them. I am a DK and up sweater knitter. So yeah, there's that. But this is a beautiful color. This is a discontinued color from Madelinetosh called Dustweaver, and it's just kind of a gray, pinky, blue, it's a neutral color, but it's so beautiful. Just like those old Madelinetosh layered colors is this one. I probably bought it in, I want to say 2014, thereabouts, and it's beautiful. It's on their twist light base. It's a 2-ply fingering weight, so it's super gorgeous to knit with. And I am not using Addies on this project. I'm using Chiaogu's size, I think it's a size 3 that I'm using. And this is just the needle I could get quickly and get it here so I could finish up the sweater. I do prefer Addie needles though, I'm pretty sure. So I haven't really had any problems with the Chiaogu though, so I'm not going to complain about that. I'm not going to blame my lack of progress on this sweater due to my needles because it's not the needle's fault, it's my fault. So now I kind of have this accountability, recording this every week. So I'm really going to work on this week. This and my shawl. My shawl won't take that long, and get this done because it is cold, and I would really like to give this to the gift recipients. So that is really all I have been knitting on this week. I've been spinning a little bit after I finished all of my big projects. I have been spinning actually this month's fiber club. So all of you will get that in the mail very, very soon. They were all mailed yesterday. And I am knitting the non-superwash version of it. So it's really been a fun spin. It really has. So I am enjoying that and just kind of, I'm not forcing myself to do it, especially because it's not something I can show you. It's something that I have to show you maybe a month and a half from now. So I can't really show you, so I'm not hurrying to do it. So there's that. And that's really all I've been working on this week. I hope all of you have been doing well wherever you are with your crafting. And I guess I should mention anything that's going on in the shop. I am currently working on an update. So my next update will be in 2 Fridays. So I have to calculate, today's Friday, it's the 11th, so then the 18th and 25th. So it'll be about March 25th, whatever Friday is around March 25th. That's when the update will be, if my math is correct. And I'm going to do some really fun things. So March is the month that I celebrate the anniversary of Pineapple Yarn, and I made my first sale in March 6 years ago, which is crazy to think about. And so I am going to be adding something special to the shop in addition to several tonals and several colorways. So I will have quite a bit of yarn in the shop on the 25th in 2 Fridays. And it's going to be really fun. I can't wait to share it with you. I will have Ala Moana, which is my very first colorway I ever sold, or approximately the first colorway as far as I can tell. And so I will have Ala Moana in stock, and I will also have a mini skein set that I am going to be dyeing up, especially for my 6th anniversary. So I can't wait to share that with you. I'm going to dye them up today, actually, and I'm so excited. They're going to be really, really fun. But that truly is it for me, and I hope you're doing well wherever you are and enjoying all of your crafting, and you have lots and lots of crafting time. I can't wait to see you next week with another episode, but until then, I hope you have an awesome day. Bye.